This is Voluta. It's a floating home for two people built around one rule, which is everything grows out of the wall. I'm a second semester interior design student, and this is the first future home I've ever built. So today I want to take you inside and show you how the whole idea works. So this is Voluta from the outside. It almost looks like a shell floating on water. This is the floor plan. It's quite compact. It's about 30 meters wide, and everything is organized around a spiral movement. And instead of like spreading out like a normal house, the whole home wraps around the inward and around the central light curd, as you can see. So this is the approach to Voluta. The building sits on the water as like one continuous curved body. And there's like planting around the edge and also a raised spiral ring above it, as you can see. And underneath you can find like sealed cylinders where the structure floats on. And above that the material world is like bamboo, stone, clay, water and plants. And there are also solar panels and wind turbines. And they are all part of the concept, but I would not treat them as proven yet, but I'm planning like in later episodes that I want to test if this whole energy idea could actually work out. So this is the walkthrough. You enter Voluta from the outer ring, and the first thing you feel is that I would say the wall is not just a wall, it guides the whole movement and it shapes the rooms and it starts to hold the function of the daily life. And there are like no straight corridors here. The spiral itself becomes the path, I would say, and you don't walk like through rooms, you move along the whole curve. And when you move more inward, the home gets more quieter, it gets more private and also like more focused. So even the entry is reduced to the essentials. Like you can see, just a small bench which rises out of the curve with simple hooks above it, and nothing is added just to fill the space. Like in a compact floating home like this, every surface has to work harder. And yeah, from here the spiral pulls you more inward. This is the living area, and that's where the rule becomes more visible, I would say. You can see the seating is not just a separate furniture placed against the wall. It feels more like the wall folds down and it becomes a place to sit. At least that's what I tried to make it look like. And the planted wall, the table and the surrounding surfaces, they all belong to the same system. This was the sentence behind the whole project: everything grows out of the wall. At first I would say it sounds quite poetic, but in a small home on water it actually becomes quite practical, because a wall cannot only divide the space, it can store, support, hold, collect, and sometimes even become like the thing you can sit on. So that rule shaped the whole interior. The energy system is still a concept. The idea is simple, like solar and wind, they feed the battery, and then the battery supports lighting, cooking and the water pump. But this is exactly the kind of thing I want to test later and not like pretend it's already finished. So here we have the water system, which also starts at the center. In the concept, the rainwater is collected in the light curd basin in the middle and getting filtered, and you can use it in the kitchen after, like in the bathroom, and it's getting cleaned through the planting, and later you can reuse it again. But I still need to test this properly, but spatially I would say it gives the whole home a reason to turn inward. From the center the spiral continues into the private rooms, which is the bedroom. I would say it's the quietest part of the home because it stays quite simple. You have like curved walls, a built-in platform and a softer connection to the outside. And the bathroom continues with the same material world. The mirrors, the vanity shelves and planting are not separate decoration, as you can see, like they all belong to the whole wall system. And even here, the systems are part of the architecture. So what I want you to notice is not that Voluta is perfect, because it's just the first version, and it's also my first attempt at designing a future home in public. So the real question is not if Voluta looks beautiful. The question is if a floating home can actually hold movement, storage, energy, water in a way that it actually makes sense. I would say some parts already feel strong, like the spiral gives a clear movement, or the wall rule like makes the interior feel more connected, and the material world also like gives some kind of warmth, which I personally really like. But other things still need a lot of testing, like the energy concept, the water concept, the structure, and the cost of living like this. But that's the whole point of my YouTube channel, Future Dwelling. It's not finding the perfect answers, it's more like building ideas and finding out what works and what's not. So thank you so much for visiting Voluta. This is just the first version of it, but it's the beginning of a whole world I want to build here, so I hope I will see you in the next one.